Welcome back, Fenton students. I am one of the deans here, Mr. Madel. I serve the students with the last names M through Z.
And I am Mr. Castro. I work with students whose last names are A through L. So first and foremost, everyone, welcome back. We are excited to have you back in the building. We've been waiting anxiously for you to be back. So we do ask that for your patience as we have some safety procedures that we want to discuss with you. Again, our number one priority is making sure that everyone in the building is safe. That includes students and staff. So please bear with us and we'll go over some of those points.
So before I get started, I do want to make it clear that these rules that have been put in place are from Mr. Castro and I. So if your teacher or if a member of campus security asks you to make an adjustment or gives you a warning, keep in mind that they're just doing what we ask them to. So they're not the ones for you to be upset with if that is what occurs, okay? So the first thing we should talk about is how to enter the school. You did see this in one of the videos, but we're going to quickly review it. Students who take the bus will be dropped off at and should enter door 2, okay? So door 2 is over on that side of the building, kind of further away from the main entrance. Students who walk, get dropped off, or drive are going to come in through door 35. Door 35 is the district office. If you don't know what the district office is also near the front gym. Okay, we will be out there to help you and let you know. So door 35 is where you go if you walk, dropped off, or drive yourself. Door 2 is if you take the bus. Door 1 is kind of the main entrance of the school, and we're not going to use that. So door 1 will be in the middle of those other 2 doors, and that's only going to be used for students who are late to school, for students who are tardy. So you'll understand once we get going, but just so you know, door 2 will be used, door 35 will be used, door 1 will not be used if you're on time, okay? Now, for masks, I know that you all know the right way to wear the mask, but I do need to run through this quickly, okay? Because we are going to be sticklers on this, again, because we got to make sure that you are all safe. So when it comes to the mask, you all know nose and mouth need to be covered, okay? So this is a problem, and we're going to call you on that, unfortunately, all right? This is the most common one we see, is that the nose is out. I don't even know what other ways you could wear it. You know, obviously anything where the mouth isn't covered would also be an issue. So here's what happens if you are wearing the mask improperly. We're going to try to be fair about it, but we also do need to be strict, like I said, to make sure that you are safe. So you're in a classroom and you're wearing your mask inappropriately. The first will simply be a verbal warning from your teacher. Teacher will say, hey, so-and-so, please pull your mask up. If you do that, no issue, we're good. If a second time during the day, all right, a teacher has to remind you that your mask is on incorrectly, then we're going to have a meeting, a brief meeting. Your dean will have a brief meeting with you where we're just going to kind of review the way to wear it. We'll offer you a mask if you don't have one or if it broke. And then we're also going to let you know that if this continues, we're going to have to send you home for the day. Not in a threatening way, but just to let you know that we are serious about this. If there is, unfortunately, a third occasion, could be any other day also, but a third instance where you're wearing the mask incorrectly, then you are going to meet with your dean again. We will be calling home, and you unfortunately will have to go home for that day. At that point, we'll also let you and your parent know that if this was to continue, that you would no longer have hybrid as an option. And for the safety of all of us, you would be in a remote only setting moving forward. Okay, so that's kind of how we're going to handle if there's any issues with the masks, either in the hallway or in the classroom.
And I think if I could just add one thing to that before moving on to food, is one way that we will be able to keep track of these principals and different teachers, that we are asking teachers to submit a referral. And this is going to be slightly different than before, because the referrals, the way they work is teachers will let us know, had an offense with Mr. Madel in class, he wasn't wearing his mask correctly. We will then know. Another teacher in another class may see you, but the first teacher may not know what happened earlier. But by having that referral go to us, it just alerts us that we've had one offense and then we've had a repeated offense. So it's kind of a natural system to keep us aware. And I know this sounds like it's so much like we're overdoing it, but again, your safety is our number one priority. And unfortunately, sometimes we have to implement rules and procedures to make sure that we are able to have that safety be the number one priority, make sure it's visible. So that being said, again, going with the safety theme, when it comes to food, no food is allowed in the building. No drinks are allowed in the building except for water. Water is the only drink that you can bring into the building, and it has to be a bottled water. In fact, we recommend it. When you do come back in the building, you'll notice that all the water fountains are off. However, there is the spout that you can fill your water bottle through. So just put your bottle there and it'll fill it up. That is the only thing that is allowed. Coffee is not allowed. Other drinks with sugar are not allowed. The whole purpose of the water, if you need it, is for hydration. And that is it. So if we're talking hydration, you wouldn't need a Frappuccino to be hydrated. In fact, that counteracted to that. But so that's the only thing that you would be able to bring into the building, a water bottle. Even those sealed ones, those work also. And know that the water fountains, even though the fountain itself is off, the little spigot will be open where you can refill your bottle. So I did talk about the bottles. And if you have any questions as to which one of those, feel free to email Mr. Middle, myself. We'll go over this. Again, we hope that these rules that we're implementing now are going to be short term. Once this is all over, we'll be able to go back to normal. But in the meantime, safety is the number one priority.
Okay, hallway etiquette. Obviously, we will have passing periods. You're going to be moving around the building. A couple things to remember. We have arrows on the floor showing you which direction you are to go and which side of the hallway you're supposed to be walking on. So you need to make sure you follow those. You're going to need to make sure that you follow social distancing. Okay, so yes, you are going to need to be 6 feet apart from people as you're moving around the building, which then means my third point is no congregation in the hallways. So as much as you're probably going to want to catch up with friends that you may not have seen in a while, we can't have it. And this is where if a teacher comes up to you and asks you to spread out, or if a campus security member does, or any other adult, you really do need to do it. It's not because we're trying to be mean to you or not let you have any fun, but we really, for safety precautions, we have to do it.
And on that same vein, when it comes to restrooms, we do want to monitor that so that we're not having students congregate in the restrooms as well. So restrooms will be available. What we are asking if we try to keep it to minimal use, as needed, obviously, as it's always been that way. Again, as Mr. Madel just mentioned, no congregation in the restrooms, again, to maintain that social distancing. We will have campus security that are watching the camera, see if there's too many individuals going in there. So campus security will be available to say, okay, you know what, we've got too many here, or let me have you go to a different restroom where it's more open, it's available. So that might be the case. Please be aware that the campus security is not singling, or are not singling anyone out. It is, again, I keep stressing this, it is safety. We do want to make sure that we don't have too many individuals to be able to maintain that social distancing in restrooms. So you may be asked to relocate to a different one. Teachers are aware of this. We're going to try to keep the loss of instruction time minimal. So we're not going to have you sprint to the next restroom, but we'll try to do this all as quickly as possible, again, to avoid losing as much instruction time. That being said, thank you all very much for paying attention to us, to listening. Again, if you have any questions whatsoever, you can always reach out to us, our phone numbers, or via email. Sometimes that's a lot quicker and easier. We will definitely be on the halls. You'll see us out there. And we're looking forward to seeing every one of you.
Can't wait to see everybody when you get back.